Hey y'all, Michelle here with My Designs in the Chaos, where it's always my goal to develop, encourage, and grow your crafting talent and confidence. And welcome to video one in our free series called Going Digital. Now, today I want to answer a few questions, and I think that you are going to love this training series. So, why is it that some crafters are able to create their own designs where others are still tied to their cutting software and stuck buying and scouring the interwebs for files? Why is it that some seem to have an endless flow of ideas for these designs while others seem to get stuck with designer's block or writer's block? Why is it that some people are paralyzed inside of Inkscape and Illustrator? Is that you? Raise your hand. While others are just thriving. In this free workshop that I have for you called Going Digital, I'm going to share the answers to these questions so that you too can begin to successfully create your own SVG files. Hey y'all, again, my name is Michelle. I'm the founder of 123 SVG and the owner of My Designs in the Chaos. Welcome to my brand new free video workshop called Going Digital. In this video today, you're going to discover a technique for brainstorming your own SVG files. This is going to immediately help you never run out of ideas. And once you get this down, you're going to have an endless amount of files and projects that you want to design and create. So if you're a crafter, or a creator, but maybe you feel stuck on what types of designs and projects to make, or you're a designer that maybe just feels like, I'm just in a rut lately. Stay with me because you're going to discover how other creatives like you and me can get past our writer's block or designer's block or crafter's block, and why it's critical that you get the ideas flowing now. The goal of this workshop is simple. It's to help you express yourself creatively, digitally. That's why it's called Going Digital. Today, I'm going to show you the first step by helping you brainstorm so you can have an endless amount of creative inspiration. And that's going to give you greater opportunities to experience freedom when you sit down to actually create. Okay, give me a shout out if you are ready to dive in and make it happen. Let me know in the comments. Before we dig in, though, I've got to warn you about something really, really important. Not paying attention to this will virtually guarantee that you get writers and designers block. Right now, you might think that you have to go get your ideas from the online space. Think Pinterest, think Facebook, think blogs. But y'all, what if it didn't have to be that way? What if instead you were able to come up with them 100% on your own? Now, I get that this is pretty different from what you've heard before, but this fundamental shift, I think, is one reason why this brainstorming session works so well. In fact, you probably before tried to come up with your own list, and maybe it didn't work out the way that you hoped. Today, you're going to see how to do this in an entirely new way. And I'm sure that you'll agree, trying to brainstorm isn't as always simple as some people make it seem. Brainstorming ideas comes with its challenges, right? Have you experienced that before? Like maybe you go completely blank, or you're like, okay, I know I had an idea at some point and I don't know where to keep these ideas. Or maybe you even find yourself subconsciously copying others and you don't even realize it. You at that point might begin to wonder, am I really even creative? If this sounds familiar, let me know in the comments. And I want to let you know I totally get it. So many of us crafters have tried and felt all of those exact same things. We've heard that little voice of doubt in our head wondering, is it really possible? But I'm here today to show you it totally is. That's why in this video, I'm going to totally demystify this process of coming up with all of your ideas, which is going to save you a lot of time and a lot of frustration. Okay. So in this first video in our Going Digital series, I'm going to share a process that I've developed after years of trial and error. So I've been doing this stuff for years, and I'm going to show you the inside scoop. It's called the Post-it note brainstorm. So if you've ever struggled with ideas, this is going to serve as a great resource to help eliminate all of that frustration and help you never run out. Okay. Maybe you're creative, or maybe you feel like you aren't creative, but you wish you were. Either way, you are totally in the right place because after this video, you're going to know exactly how to never run out of ideas for your SVG files and for your crafting projects. Okay, so let's dive in. Now, I developed this framework because I saw so many crafters become completely sidetracked while trying to tap into their own creativity. For example, I've seen crafters who are trying to learn designing software before they even know what it is that they want to design. And if you're a crafter and you don't feel creative, it's often because this process isn't in place. So I could go on, but I know that crafters need clarity because, in full transparency, that was my story too. So before I dive in to outline this post-it note brainstorm process and the specifics of every single step, you might be wondering, how did I figure all this out? How did I get into it? So let me tell you so that you can understand where it's coming from and a little bit of my background. So it started back when I knew I had to go into the digital space in order to be able to grow my business. But here's the thing, y'all, I wasn't sure if I could do that because I am a busy mom of 4 kids. And to be honest, I doubted that I could do it because I am terrible with computers and technology. On top of that, I figured, I'm not really that creative anyway. So if any of this sounds familiar, let me know in the comments. But let me tell you also, I know what that feels like. I felt nervous and even questioned myself of, can I even do this? But y'all, here's the thing. I was totally tired of spinning my wheels and knew that creating SVG files was the key to the digital freedom that I was after. So I set out to find a way to make it happen. Now, once I got past my objections and I began investing in myself, I started to see massive amounts of growth. I set out to do this and now it's happened. And I create SVG files as my full-time job, which is really pretty awesome. This let me express my creativity and have a digital business, which is exactly what I was going for. And if you're ready for the ability to express yourself digitally and maybe even share those digital expressions with others, you are going to love what's coming up. Because y'all, this story doesn't stop at all with me. Everything that I am about to share with you is the exact plan I followed to create ideas for all of my designs. And it's led me to an experience, an influx of creative ideas, as you can see on all of our social media platforms. More importantly, this means that you're going to experience the satisfaction of sharing your creative talent with others. And that's what I want for you. All crafters could use that, right? Which is why I want to make this super easy for you. So coming up, I'm going to share with you exactly how to do it. The purpose of this brainstorm is to help you quickly come up with ideas so you never have to be stuck in paralysis again. So as we go through each part of this framework, I want you to identify areas of opportunity for your current situation. Okay, are you ready? Give me a thumbs up. Let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that you're going to want to do for this post-it note brainstorm is you're going to want to take one topic or one theme. So when I say a topic or a theme, I mean it could be something like Christmas or it could be something like baseball. So pick a topic or a theme. Then what I want you to do is I want you to grab a Sharpie and I want you to grab a stack of Post-it notes. You're also going to want to have a timer with you. Timer is really, really important. So put it on your phone, put it on, you have a computer one or on a clock you have, but you're going to set your timer for 5 minutes. That's it. Only 5 minutes. And then what I want you to do is write every single word that you can think of that is associated with that theme. So for example, if you picked baseball, you're going to write down every single word that's associated with baseball on your Post-its. You're going to put the Post-its up on the wall, writing the words down. So write some words down in the comments here. What are words that come to your mind when you think of baseball? So like diamond, maybe ball, maybe bases, maybe teams, maybe snacks, concession stands. You're going to spend 5 minutes just brainstorming a whole bunch of different words all around that one theme. Remember, there's no wrong answers. You want everything on there. Anything that comes to your mind, put it down around that theme. Okay. Then, what you're going to do once the timer's finished, you're going to move into stage two. And in this stage, you're going to pick a popular or recognizable quote or saying. It can be anything. Okay. And what you're going to do is with that popular quote or saying, you're going to start taking all of these post-its that you've brainstormed and you're going to start plugging those words into those sayings in various places. And then you're going to record a list of all the quotes. So write down on a piece of paper what each one of these new quotes are that you're coming up with. Now, when you do this, you're going to have a lot of yuck answers like, oh, that makes no sense, or I have no idea what that means. But here's the thing, you're going to have a massive bank of potential designs. And you're going to do this for every single theme or holiday. So here's an example. I might have used the phrase dance like no one's watching, but maybe after I do a brainstorm around holiday time, I'm coming up with cookies and baking and things like that. I might say instead of dance like no one's watching, I plug in the words bake like no one's dieting. Boom, there's an SVG idea right there. So I'm going to jot that down. Okay, now here's a couple tips for you as you are going through this post-it note brainstorm. Tip number one, the more ideas that you have, the higher the chances that you will find a good one. The more ideas, the better. There's no wrong answers on this. Number two, once you're finished with that particular topic or theme, keep your ideas for a future session so you can build on what you have. Because maybe you come up with these ideas today, but tomorrow you have something different. So when you sit down to brainstorm the next time, you already have a starting point. So that's tip number two. Tip number three is collect quotes throughout your daily life in a notes section on your phone. So every time you see quotes, you hear popular sayings, you see popular phrases, write them down. That way, when you go to plug in things, after you've done your brainstorm, you've got a list of quotes and ideas there that you can kind of mix and match and plug things in on. Okay, so that is the outline to your post-it note brainstorm. So now that you're clear about how to create a never-ending list of ideas, the big question is, so how do you now match up your fonts to make the quote actually look good? So like, let's say you have that design, bake like no one's dieting, but how can I get fonts that really look nicely? Hands down, in my opinion, this is one of the most important keys for growth as an SVG designer. If you can't successfully pair fonts, then your designs will not be pleasing to the eye and it will take you forever to create them. Without the ability to pair fonts, it means you'll be forever stuck in the vortex of figuring out which font to use over and over and over and over again. So what if instead you could have some set fonts that you know always look good together? Now, this doesn't mean having to work harder. It means working smarter. A way, way better result for the same amount of effort. It's totally possible. Now, how do you pair fonts successfully? How do you do that? And that's exactly what I'm going to show you in our next video. So if you're a crafter who wants to learn how to design, this training will serve as the foundation so that you can see how to pair your fonts very, very easily. I'm also going to introduce you to some examples and provide you an outline so that you can take notes and use it as an ongoing reference and tool, just like I hope you use this post-it note brainstorm for the future as well. Once you know exactly what to do on pairing fonts, you're going to see it's actually pretty easy. And I'm going to show you how in the next video. So before we go today, I would love to hear from you. So tell me in the comments, what would life look like if you could create your own SVG files and if you never ran out of ideas? How would life be different when you go digital? If you were to learn that skill, what's something that would change? Let me know in the comments below, and I'm going to read every single one, and I will go through and I will respond to as many as I can. And if you found this video useful, this technique, this tip, this trick, please give it a share, give it some love, or even send a friend over to this URL, to the link on this page. Now, what you learned here today is a really simple process for creating a never ending list of ideas. It can be a total game changer in helping you design your own SVG files and being able to express your own creativity. It really is a key step along the way in reaching your goal. And that's when you can express your own creativity, but more importantly, increase your crafty self confidence. That's huge. And what you're learning in this Going Digital workshop is going to put you on the right path to get there. So, next up in video number 2, we'll talk about how to pair your fonts successfully by following a really simple process so that you can have eye catching SVG files. I can't wait to see you in the next video. I'll see you on Wednesday when we release video number 2. Have a great day, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, y'all.